Alright, ladies and gentlemen, let's not waste any time. Welcome to your video tutorial series on MIDI. Intro to MIDI, baby. We're gonna make some beats, but first you guys gotta follow me for a little bit, alright? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna open Logic up. When you click on the app, if you don't see anything, remember Logic is open. All you gotta do is go back down to the app, look for that white or black dot under the app. See that? And you see up here where it says Logic Pro. That means Logic is open. So you can either go to File, like I've showed you before, to open a new session. But in this case, we're gonna use the shortcut. So Shift, Command, and the letter N. Boom. That's gonna bring up this right here. And what you wanna make sure that is highlighted is this right here, Software Instrument. By the way, Software Instrument in Logic means MIDI instrument. So make sure that this is highlighted. We're gonna click on that. Where it says instrument down here, you want to make sure that it says empty channel strip. So if it says default patch, you want to go back up. You want to click on this actually. You want to go up to where it says empty channel strip. And you want to click on that. All right. So if your page looks like this little window, we're going to go down here to where it says create. And we're going to start a new session. Boom. There we go. So the very next thing we need to do before we touch anything, before we move around in Logic, is we need to save our session. The shortcut to save a session or anything on a Mac is Command and the letter S. Boom, that's gonna bring up this window right here. As soon as you get this window, you wanna press Command and tap the letter D, as in David. That is gonna send your session to the desktop so that it's easy to find. Anytime you're saving something on a Mac and you press Command D, it will send it to the desktop. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go up here and you're gonna put your first name and then you're gonna put intro to MIDI draw. Like that. So first name, intro to MIDI draw. Make sure that right here, under tags, make sure right here it says desktop. Once it says desktop, you want to go down to where it says organize my project as a, make sure it says package, and down here where it says copy the following files to your project or into your project audio files. That's it. Next you want to hit save, and boom, we're ready to go. All right, so the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go up to this horizontal slider, and I'm going to make this a little bit taller because I like to see my tracks when I'm working. And then we're going to be working basically on measure 1. So I'm going to go right here to the horizontal slider. I'm sorry, I call this is vertical slider, up and down, right? You should know this by now. And side to side is the horizontal slider. So here we go. I want to be able to see the beats in the measure. Okay. So here we go. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit. Let's see. That might be a little too much. I think that's fine right there. And then I'm going to set a cycle bar. So make sure that you're following along, guys. Don't just sit there and watch. Follow along, or it's going to be really hard for you to learn anything. Okay, so now that we have this all set up, we are going to go, if your library page isn't open, which it should be right here. This is your library. Remember that the shortcut is the letter Y. Make sure that it's open. This is the library. Now right here is where all of your instruments live. All of your MIDI instruments, drums, keys, synthesizers, orchestration, percussion, piano, etc. You name it, it's in there. So what we're looking for here is, you're looking for this right here, electric drum kit. That's it. So you want to click on that, and then you're going to see this right here in the library. Now yours are not grayed out. See how 808 Flex and some of these, they're grayed out. That's because I haven't downloaded these to my computer, but you have them. They're all downloaded. So we're gonna scroll down to the bottom, and we are gonna go with, let's go with synthetic bass house. Let's go with this drum kit right here. We're gonna click on that. Boom. And then the next thing we want to do is, see these windows, quick help, MIDI defaults, and synthetic bass house. You want to close those windows because they can block things on your track on your inspector, and we don't want that. Okay, so now that we've done that, this is your track 1, obviously. We're going to go over here to where it says DMD, and you're going to click on that. and that's going to open up this window. This is basically a digital drum machine. Okay, and you see all these little icons right here. Notice that as I bring my mouse over each of the icons, it turns into like a little speaker thing. And what this speaker thing is a preview button. So watch what happens when I click on that preview button. I can hear that. So this is a kick drum. Look. Same thing with the hi-hat. Hi-hat closed. If I click on that, it lets me hear what it sounds like. And I'm just doing this with my mouse. See? So what we're looking for to start is a kick drum, a good kick drum. Here's one, and here's another. Kick 1, kick 2, so there's got to be a 3 somewhere. So check this out. Right here, you see these 3 dots? These are different pages. So this is page 1. These are all the drums on page 1. If we click this arrow, page 2 has some drums, tambourine, conga, perk, some stuff. And then if we, and there's kick 2. And if we click on this arrow again, there's nothing. But this is awesome because you can customize this page and save it and make it your own. We're gonna go back to this arrow, and let's preview these kick drums. Let's see. Here's kick number 1. Not bad. Here's kick number 2. Ooh, I think I like that. And here's kick number 3. Kick number 3 is not bad, but not for what we're gonna do, because we're gonna do a 4 on the floor. All right. So let's see. Kick 3. I think I really like that. So kick 3 is gonna be the winner. All right. So we're gonna close this window. Guys, take a second to just go back and make sure you didn't miss anything so that you're not lost. All right. So let's take a 10-second break. And when we come back, we'll pick right back up. All right, welcome back. So this is going to be our kick track. Okay, so we need to name this. The way that you name tracks is simply by going to the title that's already there, double clicking. See how I double click and look what it looks like now? And we're going to name this kick. We're going to label this. It is very important that you label your tracks or you will be extra lost, all right? The other beautiful thing about this is that we can change this icon. We can change this to something else. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold control. We're going to click on this, on that icon right there. And then you have, right here, you have a list of different instruments and icons. This is a digital kick drum, so I normally like to go with the MPC, that icon right there. It's just a preference for me. All right, cool. So the next thing we're gonna do here is we need to open up the piano roll. Now there's a couple ways to do this. I'm gonna show you the simplest way to do this right now. So go up to Window, right here. You're gonna click on this, and then you're gonna go down to where it says Open Piano Roll. See that? Now, obviously, if we click here, that's going to open the piano roll. But more importantly, because we're professionals in training, right? We want to know the shortcut. And the shortcut for the piano roll is Command 4. So we're going to click away from this. We're going to hold Command, and we're going to tap the letter 4 one time, and let's see what happens. Boom. So this page right here is the piano roll. There is another way to open this, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But for now, I want you to see it this way. Okay, so on the left-hand side, you're going to see this little mini piano looking thing. So these are obviously, this is an actual, this is a depiction of a piano. And when you click on these keys, you will hear whatever note goes with that. Now, in this case, we're looking at drums. So it's not going to be any musical notes. It's going to be whatever's in the drum machine. So in this case, we're going to look at kick 1. See where it says kick 1? If I click on that, look what happens. See that? It lets me preview that sound. But look what also happens if I click and hold. You see how C1 is lit up? So it's telling me that that's the key that kick drum is on. Now I'm looking for kick 3. This is the one that I like. You can use kick 1 if you want to, whatever, but I'm using this one, right? So listen, I'm going to use that one, and that's going to be this key right here. Now, this is going to get a little tricky. So this is going to require you to focus. I suggest you put your phone down, stop talking to your neighbor, and really focus on what's going to happen here. All right. So in Logic, you can paint music notes, or you can draw music notes. Okay. Now up here, just like with your sequence page, right? Just like with your sequence page right here, you have a toolbox and you have a command click tool. Same thing happens on the piano roll. Okay. Now, if you click on this left click tool or toolbox, I like to call it the toolbox. These are all your different tools. Okay. And if you haven't watched the video tutorial on the toolbox, you need to go back and watch that. Okay. So here's your toolbox. And then on the right hand side of that, this is the command click toolbox. Let me explain to you again what this does just really quickly. The pointer tool is the tool you use the most, right? But let's say in this case, I'm going to need the pencil tool, which is this one. So I'm going to select the pencil tool and then look at my mouse icon. Anytime I press command, look what happens to it. See that? It shifts to the pencil tool. Off, on. So this just makes things easier when I need to access that specific tool, and I still need my pointer. Okay, so here we go. Let's kick 3. So we're gonna do a 4 on the floor. Remember that a 4 on the floor means there's gonna be a kick on every beat in the measure or in the bar. We're on a 4/4 time signature, and our tempo is 120. That's gonna change at some point, but for now we're gonna do it at 120. And here we go. Let's draw in some kick 3. So here's kick 3, right? So downbeat, measure 1, and then beat number 2, then beat number 3 right there, and beat number 4. This is easy, right? Because you already know how the beats and all that work. You know how to read them in Logic or on a DAW. Now what we just did is we just drew let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 kick drums, right? And we have it on a loop. So if we hit play, this is what it sounds like. And it's perfectly in time. I'm going to turn on the click for a second right here. Do you remember the shortcut for the click? Let's see if you remember it. It is K, right? So if I hit the metronome or the click, and then I hit play again, you're going to hear it with the kick. Look. That just shows you that it's in perfect time. You can barely hear the click, right? So here's the thing. This is a workflow thing, all right? Just a workflow thing for speed. So let's just say that you want to work faster, and eventually we'll get you to that point, right? I am going to delete all 4 of these kicks. I'm just going to highlight them all like this, and I'm going to hit delete, and they're gone. Now watch how quickly I do it this time. First of all, I got to find that kick. There it is. So watch this. I'm going to put one here. Then I'm going to hold Option. Hold it, right? Do this with me. Follow along. Hold Option. Click, and I'm going to drag this to beat 2. And then I'm going to drag this again to beat 3. And again to beat 4. And again, when I hit play, there they are. Here's another way, even faster. We're going to get rid of all 4 of these again, right? And now I'm going to show you just another little trick that I do, or another little technique thing that I do. So here we go. 1, and then here's 2, right? So do that, do downbeat and then beat 2, and then highlight these, hold Option, click and drag. And you want to make sure, I didn't mention this before, you want to make sure that you let go of the mouse first. See? And now they're all there. If you do this and you hold Option and you drag this and you let go of Option first, look what happens. It messes everything up. So again, select, hold Option, click, drag, and we're going to drag this to 3, and now boom. Now you have 4 kick drums really quickly. It's pretty nice. All right, so let's hit play. Good. So we have a perfectly rounded off 4 on the floor with kicks, right? So we're going to close this window real quick. Now look what happens in your sequence page. Now you have this green region. This is a MIDI region. Now, I did say that there were 2 ways to open the piano roll. Here's the second way, right? So if you double click on this, it will open the piano roll in the page. When I initially opened this, I opened it by Command 4. And what that does is it brings the piano roll out to its own window. See what I'm saying? Sometimes, depending on the situation, you may want to do it one way or the other. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go up to the slider, to the vertical, and I'm going to bring this down a little bit because now I'm accessing and I'm adding more tracks. So once you have what you need here, the way to close the piano roll is, see where it says piano roll? You have to double click. When you have it open this way, you have to double click like that. That closes the piano roll. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just, we need to find like a clap or some snares. I really don't mind this drum kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click right here. See how track 1 is highlighted? I'm going to go up here. This is to duplicate tracks. It's Command D, the shortcut. And we're professionals in training, so we use shortcuts, right? So Command, hold Command, tap the letter D 1 time. And there we go. Now, what this does is it duplicates the track, not the recording, just the whatever the settings are in that track, it duplicates it. So now look, we have the same exact drum kit, but this is gonna be snares and claps, right? So we wanna label this. Let's label this snare 1, okay? And now with this track highlighted, we're going to go to the DMD. And now this is your drums for this track. Okay. If you're wanting to change something in track 1, you have to close this one, highlight track 1, then go to the DMD. And this is the drum machine for this track. All right. Now you're probably wondering, why are you not just going to put the snare, everything in the same track? Because if we do that, we won't have volume control and effects control over this kick, right? Because anything we move volume-wise will affect the kick and the snare. So when we started, right, we didn't have this. We didn't have a MIDI region. So you have to record something in order to see the MIDI region. But another way to do it is, for instance, track 2. There's no MIDI region here, right? But what we can do is we can go up to the Command click tool, and we're going to choose pencil tool. Now look, I'm going to hold Command and I'm going to click and watch. A region's going to show up. Watch this. Boom. And it's going to be the same length as this one, which is awesome. So we have a MIDI region, but there's nothing in it, right? No white dots. This has white lines. This does not. So we're going to double click on the snare region and see, now it opens up in the same window as the sequence. But for the sake of you being able to see, I'm going to open this way. I'm going to press Command and the number 4, and there we go. So now we're looking for some sort of a clap or a snare. Let's see. Okay, well, let's go with that one. So I'm going to go with snare 2. This one right here. And again, I'm just going to draw this, but this time I'm going to draw snare 2 on the beat 2 and beat 4, on the 2 and the 4. Here we go. So let's see. So on the 2, and then again, option, click, drag. I'm going to put one here on the 4. See that? Let's do that again together. Follow along. Pencil. We're doing snare 2. There we go. So on beat 2 and beat 4. Now when we hit play, listen. I know it sounds cheesy right now, but I promise you by the end it's going to be awesome. Good. So I like that. I really do like that. And actually, I'm going to add, so when you're making beats, a lot of people layer drums together. They layer them so that they sound bigger or fatter or whatever. So that's kind of like a clappy thing. Snare 1. See that? Let's add a snare 1. Okay, so again, pencil. Boom. So now when we play it back, see how much bigger that clap / snare combination is? It sounds pretty nice, okay? So we're going to close out. And now look, now we have lines here and lines here. So I'm actually going to go back to where it says snare 1. And I'm going to double click. And I'm going to call this snare and claps 1. And I'm going to hit enter. And again, I really like that drum kit. So I'm just gonna copy that drum kit again by either going up here to the duplicate button or by using the shortcut Command J. And there we go. All right. Okay, so now we need something else. Let's just hit play real quick. Not bad. It has a little bit of body to it. I don't mind it. It's pretty good. I saw a tambourine earlier, so I'm gonna click on track 3. And I think I saw a tambourine in the second page. So hit this arrow. There it is. Let's listen. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let's try that. So again, we're just going to go here. We're going to open up a region by using the pencil, clicking on it, and then double clicking. And now we're looking for the tambourine. So if we look here on the listing, we should be able to find it. Maybe not. I'm getting old. My eyes are bad. Let's see. Oh, there it is. All right, boom. And we're just going to put that on the 2 and the 4, just like we did with the claps and the snares. Now let's listen. I like it. So because we did that, we now have volume control over this track, the snare claps, and the kicks separately. We're going to go here to where it says synthetic bass house. We're going to double click, and we are going to label that tambo for tambourine. All right. So again, let's just listen one more time. That's good. We got a nice little thing going on, but we need a hi-hat of some sort, right? So again, we're going to duplicate one more time. I'm going to double click here, and I'm going to name this hi-hat. Now let's go to the DMD. For this track, remember, you have to have this track selected. And let's look for a hi-hat. Don't like that. Let's see. There's got to be another one. Open. We don't want that. We don't want that. And it looks like we're out of options. Not bad, I guess. All right, so cool. Let's open up a region. And yeah, let's see if we can find, I don't know. I feel like that hat wasn't. We'll just work with this hat for now. All right, and I'm going to show you a little trick on how to replace this hat in a minute. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to do 4 hats. So basically 4 on the 4 hats. Where did it go? There it is. So again, because it is 4 on the floor, we're going to go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And let's hit play. You see, you can hear the hi-hat hitting with the kick, but I think maybe at some point there should be like a ta-ta-ta, ta-ta. So let's do this. Let's go, let's see, ta-ta. Let's see, let's do 4 right here and see what happens. Not bad. So we'll do that for now. I'll tell you what, we'll come back to that. Let's chop that up. So we got 4 on the floor hats. We got the tambo, snare, claps, and we have a kick. All right, so just to do a quick little review before we move on. All right, so again, the toolbox is right here. This is where you find all your tools, and this here is a quick selection, quick tool, command tool kind of thing. So what you do in this secondary one is you just add the tool that you're going to be using a lot. These tools also have shortcuts, and I'm going to tell you those shortcuts later on, but for right now, we're focusing on this. So cool. Now that you have all of this set up, we're going to go back to the kick, right? So let's click on the kick, select it, double click on the region, and that's going to open up the kick. Now, something really cool. I'm going to show you a really cool little trick. So let's just say that you are making a beat and you're like, you know what? I don't know that I like this kick as much as I liked it in the beginning, right? Let's say that you're going to use the same exact, let's say that you're looking and you're using the same exact kit, but you decide I like snare 2 better. Let's listen. No, not snare. Mr.O kick. Ugh, I hate that kick. But just to show you, right? Let's say that you decide, man, I want this kick instead of this one. You don't have to go back and re-record these. What you can do is click right here, drag across, highlight all the kicks, and then click and hold and watch what happens as you drag up. And there's that kick too. So when you drop this, now when we hit play, you see what I'm saying? So you don't even have to replay this. All you do is just boom, drag it up to where you want it and drop it. Hit Command Z. That's going to take it back to where it was. If you want to try a completely different kick drum altogether, click on where it says kick. You can go right here to the library and you can, for instance, this trapdoor kick right here, right? Kit. Click on that. Let's say you're like, man, let me see what's in here. And you're like, wait, I like that kick better. Let's see what else we got. Is there a second? Yeah, here's kick 2. Ooh, let's just say you like kick 1 better, right? You highlight this like that, or you hold shift and you click on each MIDI note and you drag it down. Now all of a sudden you have a completely different kick. Okay, so yeah, that's how you do that. But I'm going to go back to the original kick that I had because I like it. Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit more about MIDI regions, but in a second. All right, so we're going to end the video here. Practice what you just learned. Guys, please, it is extremely important that you don't just move on until you have mastered what you have been taught. This is going to get more and more advanced. This is basic as it gets. Yeah, anyway, guys, I hope you're having fun. Do your thing. When you're ready, go to the next video. Thanks, guys.